But again, just the point, or for the Bible says you can't use money for a sacrifice that was used for the exchange of a harlot or of a dog. And again, the word zona and the word kalev, it's artificial love. So a dog, you give love, but you get nothing back. A harlot, she gives love, but expects nothing in return, love back. So the story is, and he's a rabbi now living in Israel, and if I would take a moment and Google, I could find his name, but I leave it to the listeners to do. I was once in Israel. I was studying as a student. I was eating by a rabbi's house, and there was an African-American man at the end of the table. Now, Judaism doesn't care about color. Moses' wife was black. They're Ethiopian Jews. I was just in Toronto for a weekend speaking engagement, and there was an African-American fellow there who was a police officer, a sergeant in the Toronto Force, became a convert. He actually runs the department of the synagogue, Orthodox Jew with a black hat, the whole thing. However, this fellow was young, and I couldn't place him because his accent was not American. It was not from North America. And he's silent the whole meal. And at the end of the meal, a legal discussion arose, a Talmudic discussion. And all of a sudden, this guy pipes up, and he was brilliant, and he had sources from all over. There is no way that he's anything but a righteous convert. And then when he left, the rabbi told me his story. He is an African prince. I forget which island. I think it's an island country. And he went to some school in Switzerland where, speaking of languages, he had to learn French, English, a couple of others, and he had 2 electives. And he chose one of his electives, Hebrew. But because he's from a wealthy family, they brought in a famed Hebrew etymologist teacher from Israel. And he started to recognize what I'm saying, that these, as opposed to all other languages, there's brilliance in the choice of the letters and what it comes to mean, what the roots are, and it's descriptive. That's the word I'm looking for. It's even Moses. Moses was named Mimaya Mishisuhu, the one who was drawn from the water, and that is the language itself, the holy tongue that had him decide to actually become a Jew. And he's a rabbi living in Jerusalem. How fascinating is that?